Hey everybody, we're up in Potsdam, New York. We're visiting SUNY at Potsdam. It is actually one of the oldest colleges in the United States, founded 205 years ago. Initially part of the St. Lawrence Academy. We are right on the Canadian border. In fact, behind me you might even see the Canadian flag. We're going to tour the campus. SUNY at Potsdam today is famous for teaching, business, and more famous than anything, music. This is the home of the Crane Music College, and people come from all over the United States to study music here. So we're going to get into our car and drive around the campus and see everything. Thanks for joining us. We're going by the Performing Arts Center at Potsdam, and wait till you see this building. And this is part of the Crane School of Music. And you can see they're part of the North Country Arts Festival, which is very famous. A lot of big artists come here. I'm just going to go through the parking lot. I'm just being a little slow here because I've got to be careful. There's so many students who've returned back to college. There's the sign for Crane. You see that on the building, the Crane Performing Arts. There we go, the Sarah M. Snell Music Center. I'm going to get out of here because I think this is only for college cars. But I'm going to come around. There we go. Just being careful. You can't beat Potsdam being on the St. Lawrence River in this part of the country. It does get cold here in the winter, but it is beautiful up here. And there's a lot of things to do in the fall, of course. When autumn comes, you've got a lot of the hiking in the mountains here, and of course, throughout the rest of the year, if you want, you can go play on the St. Lawrence. Just going to go slow here around one of the buildings. There we go. Now, the other thing, because it is a arts school, they've broadened into communications. And what does that mean? Well, the communications side of it is they're doing a great deal more with internet programming, making live shows for Netflix. They're really teaching the students. In the old days, communications would have meant much more journalism. But that's broadened today into telecommunications, which is learning the digital world. Just going to take you this way. You're going to take your right to come left. Now, as we come around, you're going to start to see more of the modern buildings. And again, you can imagine that this was first built as the St. Lawrence Academy in 1816, and some of those original buildings still exist. However, you're about to see how they modernized the buildings, yet kept that same old world feel. There we go. Now look at this. As I turn, you're going to see down the runway, we call it, which cuts you right through the middle of campus. Now I can imagine in the autumn how beautiful this all is with the colored trees. All right, we're going to go back this way. You're going to go by some of the halls. There we go. This is Morey Hall. Do a lot of classes here. This is Raymond Hall. Now this is the administration building, but the entire bottom floor is admissions and a small coffee shop to meet with people. But you see, again, as I said, they kept that old world charm. They kept, from the original days when students lived up here and it was just single buildings. They've kept the beauty of it all and a lot of the ivy on the buildings, which I love when they do that on campus. It gets that feeling. There we go. I'm going to come here slow. I'm just going to go kind of slow through here. And again, we must have caught it right between classes. Here's the computing center. As I said, the business aspect of the campus, which was been in the old days mostly things like accounting. Now, of course, they've built into computing, and I can look in and see the servers right there through the window. So the students, whether you work in digital communications or entertainment or in business, you're going to get a big dose of the digital era, making things into a digital world. around this way. Again, you see this side of the Science Center. Any of the SUNY schools are very heavy in science, especially if you get a Bachelor of Science degree. There's Merritt Hall. Now the Merritt Hall is more for the day-to-day academics. We call it general studies. This is where you get your English, math, things along that way. On the back side of this building. Certainly plenty of room up here. Potsdam is a nice town. This is Ogdenburg's Drive. Now this is again your shortcut from the back end across campus. They don't have any of the public transportation we've seen on some of the larger campuses, and you don't need to really. Everything you're looking for is within walking distance. Here's Knowles Hall. Now you're looking at the dormitories. So we're back here into the student housing. Plenty of parking for student parking. Potsdam is part of the NCAA. They are the Bears. That is their mascot. Now you're looking, these look like townhouses. This is for the juniors and seniors on campus, the upper freshmen, the upper undergraduates. We've got a complete little town here. And these dorms, now this is of course state of the art. Once you get here, you can see the students actually live in almost small townhouses. So yes, typically you start in the more brick and mortar type dorms, but eventually you move across campus. So the housing is not a problem. These are very well maintained. Anything on the SUNY campus would be. The sports, they have basketball, they have soccer, they have football. So they have the full NCAA menu, and of course that's both for boys and girls. Men's and women's lacrosse. Now you really see a beautiful view of the clock tower going out across. That's the center of the campus. Again, it's not a big campus. This is very walkable. This is a very simple campus. You couldn't do wrong going to SUNY at Potsdam. And they have a great reputation. I'm just going to come around slow this way. Out on one of the main roads to get back into the campus. There we go. Again, a nice view here across the back end of the campus. Sports complex. And by the way, they have a full gym for the students. You don't have to be in sports. They have a full health fitness center for anybody who wants to work out, and it's open 24 hours. Take us right across the front so you can get a picture of the main building with the clock tower. There you go, and there's the main building. You'll see this on the brochures. This would have been part of the original building, though it was extended out in 1947. The original building had gotten a little run down, so they extended it out. But again, they kept the same feel from when it was the St. Lawrence Academy. All right, and that takes us around the campus. Folks, thanks for joining us. We really encourage you to come on up and see SUNY at Potsdam. Have a great day. Bye.